Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to engage with these petitions carefully because I think there's two different things going on here and they deserve to be separated. The first is this, that there are Territorians who are genuinely struggling with difficult situations in their neighbourhoods. Noise, antisocial behaviour, feeling like nobody is listening to them or responding. Those experiences are real and I absolutely do not dismiss them. But the second thing that's going on is the framing of these petitions and the response, the framing of it in this House as well, and that framing really concerns me. Because when we talk about problem tenancies, we're talking about public housing tenants, and when we use language like communities filled with riots, edged weapons, criminal activities, language that appears in the petition itself, we're not describing a housing management problem. We're painting an entire group of Territorians as a threat, people who are, by definition, among the most vulnerable in our community, people who are in public housing because they have nowhere else to go. Madam Speaker, I think this framing does these residents a disservice, and I think this Assembly should be careful about lending it credibility. Because here is what we actually know. Public housing tenants are not more likely to be perpetrators of antisocial behaviour than anyone else. What they are more likely to be is people managing complex circumstances, mental illness, family violence, addiction, disability and poverty without adequate support. When those circumstances go unaddressed, they can spill into the surrounding community. That's real and that can cause great harm and problems to people, I know, but the answer is not harsher evictions and more surveillance. The answer is the support that should have been there before crisis point. Madam Speaker, this petition calls for faster evictions, information sharing with police about problematic tenants and stricter tenancy enforcement, and some of that does have merit. Clearer processes and better resourced housing officers are reasonable asks. But evicting someone from public housing doesn't solve the problem, it moves it. Often it makes it significantly worse for the person evicted and for the community that encounters them next without a roof and without support. Madam Speaker, if we're serious about the concerns these petitioners are raising, we need to invest in mental health services, in alcohol and drug treatment, in supported housing for people with complex needs. We need housing officers who have time and training, not guns, to actually support tenants. What I will not do is support a framing that treats vulnerable Territorians as the problem rather than as people who need and deserve better from their government. So I commend the genuine concerns behind these petitions to the government, but I ask that in responding, it addresses the underlying causes, not just the symptoms. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Member for Daly.